All right, hello, and thank you so much for joining us for a Saturday afternoon of euphonium music. If this is your first euphonium concert, we appreciate your sense of adventure this weekend and braveness, and I think that you'll find that the instrument is very unique and exciting as a solo instrument with the piano. My name is Bret Wagner, and I'm a euphonium doctor and elementary school music teacher in the Roosevelt School District. Our first piece is going to be a concerto written for the euphonium by the American composer Eric E. Wazen. E. Wazen currently teaches at the Juilliard School and is known mostly for his pirate music and love songs, which really comes through in his concerto for the euphonium. It is in 3 movements, so you may hold your applause until the end, and please enjoy the E. Wazen. So we have really enjoyed working to put together today's program. You'll hear a survey of very challenging pieces from very different styles and time periods, all of which showcase the lesser known versatility and velocity of the euphonium as a solo instrument. The euphonium is actually a newer invention relative to other brass instruments, which contributes to its lesser known status. But the unique design of the instrument actually allows for 5 octaves of usable register, all the way from the tuba register to the trumpet, and it can be played equally as songfully as technically. And coming up next, we're actually going to borrow from other repertoire in order to bring you a piece from Rachmaninoff. Not a lot of music was written for the euphonium prior to the mid-20th century, so we tend to steal a lot just to fit in. But this piece works beautifully with the natural vocal tone of the euphonium, as it was written as a song without words. Here is Rachmaninoff's Vocalise. I'd like to introduce Stephen Schermitzler, who is just an honor to work with, an absolute incredible musical talent. I've actually known Stephen since middle school, from when we were both attending Arizona School for the Arts. And I eventually transferred high schools, but we crossed paths again at ASU. And I don't want to think about how many years it's been since we graduated from ASU already, but it's been an honor getting to see him work and working with him again all these years later.
Thanks. Yeah, so like Bret said, so my name's Stephen Schermitzler. Thank you. I am the music director here at Church of the Beatitudes, and this concert series that you're attending is the first official concert that we have had since the coronavirus. So first and foremost, I want to thank you all for coming out and supporting live music. I can't tell you how much it means to the performers who have spent countless hours isolated, working out this stuff in the hopes that somebody would hear it, and here you are. And it's just a phenomenal thing that I don't think any of us are taking for granted anymore. The ability to be together and convene and communicate like this is just something incredibly special. So thank you for taking that time. As Bret said, we've been friends for about 20 years, and starting about 4 or 5 years ago, when we started to have Bret in for Christmas Eve and Easter services that we hold here, we just started to think and brainstorm out loud, hey, I wonder if, would we ever do a recital? Oh, no, life's too busy or whatever. And we'd go on and with life, but we never stopped kind of thinking about ways where we could collaborate. And so what you're seeing is the result of probably pandemic boredom and Bret being done with his doctorate degree, yay, and so it's the culmination of many things, yay. But we're so excited to be, first, working together. I mean, this is an absolute treat. And second, to be able to share this with all of you today. Please continue to support the arts. This is one concert of several in many different series that we have here. We have a classical series, we have a jazz series. We're going to start having a developing artist series for folks in community colleges and universities who'd like to prepare material as they further their careers. And so we encourage you to check out our website and come back for a future performance. Back to Bret.
Awesome. So to close the first half, we're going to borrow from the cornet repertoire to bring you the sounds of a 19th century Carnival of Venice. And in the second half, you'll hear more music written exclusively for the euphonium after a brief 15-minute intermission.
Okay, so during the break, we just had a thought. We said, well, wouldn't it be good if we did a little bit of Q&A about this wonderful instrument, because there are probably some questions that people have. It's not every day that you see a euphonium around. This is not an orchestral instrument, to my knowledge.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Very rarely.
It's used in wind ensembles, bands, and otherwise, I mean, I guess folks who play the euphonium professionally are doing this kind of a thing. They're taking concerts, and doing circuits, either at churches or, other locations, depending on how good you are, how famous you are, how much people want you around.
We were described in 1906 as international celebrities, but that kind of died away.
So, if you have a question about the euphonium, and I see I've already got one, I'm going to head into the audience, and we're going to use this mic so that people on our live stream can help us as well, or help listen to this as well. Yes, question.
Would this have been part of like a band like John Sousa kind of thing too, or not?
Did you say, is this usually part of the John Sousa type band?
Yes, it would have been in it, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what the tuba and the euphonium were invented around the same time, similar technology. It was the valves that made that possible in the 1800s. And the tuba found a place in the orchestra, and the euphonium found a place in the bands. And as you mentioned, the John Philip Sousa band, which was, internationally famous, euphonium was actually usually a solo instrument in Sousa's band, in those type of bands. And great question. We got one over there.
Yeah.
I had a question. The last piece that you played where you're going, boom, 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 and you were playing how do you do that?
So, yeah, we call that, I guess, a self-accompaniment, where in the bass line I was playing the melody, bo, 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 bo. And then on the upper part, I was playing like a woodwind part, like a clarinet part maybe. And it just takes a lot of hours, that's all.
You're so nice when you put it that way. I don't know how he does it.
I had just wondered, how many different instrument sounds can you come up with off of that one instrument?
Well, that's a great question, because the euphonium is actually a unique brass instrument because it has probably the largest range out of any of the brass instruments. It sits an octave below the trumpet, and the fingerings are the same on top as the trumpet, just an octave lower, but I do have an additional valve that enables all sorts of extra tuning so that I can play lower notes and go really low. So yeah, as I said before, it does stretch about 5 octaves, so you can sound like a bass like tuba, or you can play real up high and sound more like a trumpet or a woodwind instrument. So yeah, great question.
Yeah.
Do you, I'd like to know, do you play other instruments?
Yeah, so I do play trombone, a little bit of tuba, and a little bit of piano, but my main focus is on the euphonium, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to know how you got interested in that instrument. How'd you get interested in it?
I'm sorry?
How did you get interested in that particular instrument?
So, kind of a funny story. I feel like this is similar for a lot of euphonium players, is that my elementary school band teacher said, hey, we need someone to play this instrument. So, and it ended up working out. Because there are less of us, there was kind of more opportunities to perform and to get involved in things, so it ended up being a good decision.
Yeah. I think you'd be surprised how often that happens, how often people come into their instruments is just because the high school band needed somebody else on that section, and so you gravitated toward, you already knew how to play alto saxophone, so can you play tenor saxophone? And then, oh, you know how to play tenor saxophone, we need a bari saxophone on this one. And, band directors just kind of handpick those people.
Yeah, and then
well, you have
after
to go
that,
buy another instrument now.
And after that, they keep encouraging you to, like, yeah, oh yeah, stay on euphonium, don't switch. Stay on euphonium, that'd be great.
And now you're here. See, kids? Anybody else, any questions? No, I didn't play the piano in the band. Bret and I knew each other. We were in the same band. I was a trumpet player in high school. So that's how we knew each other. We just sat across the brass section. All right, any more? Yes.
What key is the euphonium in?
It sits in the key of B flat, just an octave below the trumpet, and the fingerings are actually the same as the trumpet. Mm-hmm.
One more? Or a couple more?
What does it take to get a doctorate in the euphonium?
So,
Guts.
Your degree in music performance, especially a doctorate, encompasses a lot of things, a lot of credit hours and a lot of exams. So my comprehensive exams were not just about euphonium, it was about everything in music. Music history, music theory, about other instruments, repertoire, teaching, pedagogy, music appreciation, just anything that you can think of. By the time you get to the doctorate level, it's not, you are focused on one thing, but they make sure that you have a really broad, you're tested on a broad range of knowledge. So it covers a lot. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of folks that are your level in the euphonium are either teaching or playing or probably doing a mixture of both, right? They've got studios with people who are learning the instrument, that kind of a thing.
Yeah, mm-hmm. And it's growing. The amount of euphonium players you see in undergraduate and colleges continues to get larger every year. It's actually, you could go to any college and there'll be a few euphonium players there.
So where did this originate? What country, what time period, et cetera?
Yeah, it came out of Europe, and it actually came from a couple different places at the same time. So it was around the same time that the piston valve was invented in the mid-1800s, and a couple of different countries were doing it around the same time. In France, they called it the sax horn, and they actually had a family of sax horns. So you'd have, your soprano, alto, tenor, and bass. This would be considered a bass sax horn back during that time period. And different in Italy, England, Germany, they were all kind of working on their own versions at the same time. And finally, in about the early 1900s, they all kind of converged into about a similar idea as this. Mm-hmm.
Hey, thanks everybody for all your questions. Yeah. Bret and I will be available in the narthex if you happen to have another one while we play the second half of the performance.
Awesome. So in our second half, we're going to perform relatively new music written specifically for the capabilities of the euphonium as a solo instrument. Firstly, a concerto for euphonium by the French-Romanian classical, jazz, popular TV, and film composer Vladimir Cosma. This is a seminal work in the euphonium's history and has proven to be one of the most challenging concertos for the instrument. It is a journey of deep Spanish flair and virtuosity, exploiting the full range of the instrument. So you're going to hear those bass sounds in the tuba register, as well as passages that have been said to be more idiomatic to Cosma's instrument, the violin. So it is in 3 movements, so you can hold your applause to the end, and please enjoy the journey of Cosma's Euphonium Concerto. We made it to that one. That one, I think, we've definitely, between the two of us, have put in the most time on, so feels.
That's a great tune, but man, is it a beast. To do it all the way through like that, that's awesome. Way to go. All right, we've reached the end.
Yeah? Well,
Okay.
with one more.
Yeah, go ahead.
So finally, we're going to close with a piece by a notable British composer, Philip Spark. This piece is written to showcase, again, the full range of technical capabilities of the euphonium. And pantomime has actually become one of the most famous works for the instrument. It opens with a beautiful song before dissolving into an electrified mixed meter journey of rapid technical passages and songful melodies. It has been a blast putting this program together, and we can't thank you enough for joining us this afternoon to be a part of it. So please enjoy Pantomime for Euphonium.
Thank you again for being such a supportive audience. Please come back to other events that we hold in the future. Here and around town, there are artists looking to get back into the community and just let loose with some of the stuff. I mean, the pandemic has affected everybody, but especially artists who have just had kind of no outlet, for these last 18 months. So thank you. Keep coming. Keep supporting this stuff. Breathe life into these artists, into these performers. I promise you, it is worth your time, the investment in community. So thank you once again, and enjoy Pantomime. When people say they have one more in a concert, do they really only have one more? Yes, we have one more for you. Have a seat. And does this one need any introduction, or are we just going to launch? Launch. Before we do, a quick shout out of thank you to our technical crew back there. They have been making sure everything is great for you here, and they have been making sure everything is great for you there in the live stream as well. And so we wanted to definitely thank them. Thanks to our ushers, thanks for our hospitality staff, our staff here at Church of the Beatitudes, the use of this gorgeous and giving acoustical space. And thanks to all of you again for supporting live music. Please enjoy the encore.